in 5 games, and despite the fact that Miami bolstered a super team, people were still speculating whether or not Rose would lead the Bulls to be a rival to the Heat. That's the level of confidence that we all had in this man's potential.
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Wanted to check out this video by Johnny Arnett. This is about, it's only a month old. Excuse me, solid. It's called, Does Derrick Rose Deserve the Hall of Fame? That's a hard one, guys. I'm a huge Derrick Rose fan. Do I want him to? Yes. Does he deserve it? Man, I think I might just hold my opinion until after this video, because he probably doesn't. And that hurts to say, because I want him in there, because D Rose, not just like peak D Rose, you know, peak D Rose was awesome. MVP Rose is second to none. But the heart that he showed the rest of his career, coming back from injury over and over and over again, I can only compare that to like Grant Hill. You know, the will to just continue playing despite the deck being stacked against you. That's why I would like to see him in there. But his lack of achievements outside of his one MVP, I think, is what would hurt his case. But anyways, let's see what Johnny has to say about it. Johnny, what's up, man? Happy holidays if you're watching this, and happy holidays to all of you. I'm gonna link the original video down below in the description. If you guys want to check out the channel, you haven't checked out Johnny's channel yet, then what's wrong with you? You must be living under a rock. And yeah, everybody else, please leave this video a like. It helps out a ton. And let's see what he has to say about this. I'm very curious about this. What do you guys think about this intro? Pretty good, huh? Just kidding. Best YouTube intro.
The NBA just recently said goodbye to one of the greatest players in Chicago Bulls history, as Derrick Rose decided to call it quits at the age of 35. Rose was a 6'3" point guard who came into the league as the first overall pick in the 2008 draft. What immediately stood out about Derrick is how he was one of the most athletically gifted and explosive point guards that the league has ever seen. Not only was he lightning fast, but he cut to the basket and finished at the rim as if he was always angry.
Yeah.
He was like the point guard version of Shawn Kemp.
He was. And the funny thing is, he was so quiet about it too. But you just see in his face the intensity. He did always seem angry the way he was throwing the ball down, but he was so quiet.
A lot of explosive point guards throughout the years, like Russell Westbrook, Steve Francis, and Ja Morant, just to name a few. But if you ask me, none of those guys were quite as explosive as Derrick Rose was at his peak.
Agreed.
Not only was he a thunderous dunker, but he was one of the best finishers in league history, as he was equipped with an all-time great layup package. He was the Rookie of the Year winner in the 08-09 season, and he earned 3 consecutive All-Star selections between 2010 and 2012. The very peak of his career was in 2011 though, which was when he led his Chicago Bulls to a 62-20 record, which was good enough for the best record in the entire league. That year, he averaged 25 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds on nearly 45% shooting. Thanks to this incredible season-long performance, he was rewarded with a league MVP, ahead of Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Kevin Durant. This made Rose the youngest MVP in league history, as he was only 22 years old, with seemingly his best years long ahead of him. It's also worth noting that this Chicago group was the best defense in the entire league, but they were also in the bottom half of the league offensively. If it wasn't for Rose, they would have been easily one of the top 5 worst offenses in the NBA.
Damn.
I remember it being a massive talking point in the 2011 season, But nowadays, Rose doesn't get nearly enough credit for carrying that team offensively, and he did it in a similar fashion to Allen Iverson in 2001.
Yeah, for real.
They made it all the way to the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, before they were outmatched by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. Despite the fact that Chicago just lost to Miami.
That's what's so sad too. If this damn super team crap wasn't happening, I think Derrick Rose and the Bulls would have got a championship there. I mean, who knows? You know, who really knows? But they definitely wouldn't have lost the way they lost. You know what I mean? It took a super team to bring down Derrick Rose. And it just sucks because I would have liked to see him get his chance in the finals.
In 5 games, and despite the fact that Miami bolstered a super team, people were still speculating whether or not Rose would lead the Bulls to be a rival to the Heat. That's the level of confidence that we all had in this man's potential. Unfortunately, you all know what happened next. After finishing the 2011 to 2012 regular season with the best record in the NBA, Rose went down with an ACL tear in his first game of the 2012 playoffs. He had 23 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists at the time he got injured. A devastated Bulls team lost 4 out of the next 5 games, as they were easily eliminated by the 8th-seeded Philadelphia 76ers. Not only did Rose miss the entirety of the 2012 playoffs, but he also missed the entirety of the 2012 to 2013 season. He then returned in the 2013 to 14 regular season, but was only able to play in 10 regular season games before an injury to his right meniscus shut down that season as well. By the time that Rose finally got back to a healthy state on the basketball court, he no longer had the same explosiveness, and understandably, he often seemed timid about testing his new limits.
I gotta say, as somebody who has, I've dealt with a torn meniscus before. Why did that take him out for the whole season? ACL for sure, but why did the meniscus take him out for the full season? Because back then, you know, you could just get the operation and probably be on your feet within a couple of 2 months at the worst. I would guess. Let me know though. I didn't actually get surgery on mine. I had PRP done over the course of a long period of time because I couldn't get surgery because I couldn't miss work. And I need to be on my feet all day to do the job I was doing. So I had to just kind of like endure the pain. But, you know, couldn't he? I wonder what it was. Maybe they were just being careful. They didn't want to push him too hard, re-tear it.
He often seemed timid about testing his new limits. Rose eventually became a journeyman, playing for New York, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, and Memphis. But at best, he was a role player during those seasons, as most of the basketball community, including yours truly, was hoping and waiting for him to return to the level of his former glory.
Yeah.
For a short period of time, he did have a bit of a resurgence in Minnesota, and even had a 50-point game against the Utah Jazz, which occurred on Halloween night 2018. It's fondly remembered as one of the better feel-good moments in NBA history, as even Rose was emotional after the game was over.
He really was.
In reality, Rose only had the first 4 seasons of his career as a top-tier player.
That right there just shows you the heart that was in him. To go down from injury, keep coming back. He knew who he was still, and this was one night where he got to show the world, I'm still him. I'm still that guy. Like you don't break down crying like this if you don't care.
So now, after his retirement, people are beginning to question whether or not he deserves a spot in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
All right, curious about your take.
First off, I understand why a lot of people think he shouldn't get in. Rose only had 4 seasons of elite level basketball, and he technically never even reached the prime of his career. If we're simply putting him in the Hall of Fame for what we think he would have been, then that's an unfair and inconsistent standard, since there are many other players who are not currently in that should get in by that logic. The thing is, of the major American sports, basketball probably has the lowest bar for the Hall of Fame. For example, Tracy McGrady was inducted into the basketball.
Okay, I was literally about to pause the video and ask the question because I forgot. If T-Mac is in, D Rose should get in. So now I'm going to say I think D Rose should get in.
Hall of Fame in 2017, and much of his career was also seen as a what if,
Yeah.
since his playing days were cut short due to his various injuries. T-Mac was a 2-time scoring champion, a 7-time All-Star, and won the most...
Guys, I love this highlight so much because look who's guarding T-Mac.
T-Mac
Watch this fake.
was a 2-time scoring
Gotcha. And that's Kobe, dude. Kobe's a hell of a defender on ball.
champion, a 7-time All-Star, and won the Most Improved Player award in 2001. But when you compare that to the resume of Derrick Rose, we really have to ask ourselves which player was more accomplished, as Rose was the Rookie of the Year winner in 2009.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Because, yeah, the All-NBA and the All-Stars, but then the MVP over here. And a Rookie of the Year. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm biased here. I want him to get in. I'm biased. I'll just admit it. I'm biased. I'm leaning into. I want him to make to be an MVP, or I'm sorry, a Hall of Famer. That's just because I like Derrick Rose a lot. I want happy things for the guy. I'm compromised on this one, you guys. Let's see what Johnny has to say.
Earned 3 All-Star selections, and he was the youngest MVP in NBA history in 2011. And that alone is an impressive feat that immortalizes him. Then you have to consider the context of his impact. Outside of the Michael Jordan days, the Bulls franchise has never had much success before or since. And yet, a young athlete in his early 20s led them all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they competed with a legitimate super team. Sure, the greatness of Rose was short-lived, but in terms of a player's peak, there's a lot of guys in the Basketball Hall of Fame who never got close to reaching the level of greatness that Rose reached in his early 20s. In conclusion, if guys like Tracy McGrady and Grant Hill are considered good enough to get in, then I don't see how it's fair to keep a guy like Derrick Rose out.
Nice.
So what do you guys think? Does Rose deserve to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame? And how high do you think his ceiling was without the injuries? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Now, first of all, that song you got, that music you got going in the background is sick. I'm loving that. Well, Johnny, I'm glad you agree. Maybe you're compromised too. Who knows? But whatever. Our opinions are out there now. Because I want him. I want to see him on stage. I want to see the speech. You know, I know it'll be an emotional one, and I know how much it'll mean to him. And I just feel like he deserves it. So let me know, you guys. Am I just biased as hell on this one? Because I'm aware of it. But how do you guys feel about it? Because I know Derrick Rose, he had his, to this day, he had the ability to somehow like make a huge impact on a lot of us, and we haven't forgotten. So many people still, we all refer to MVP Rose. You know, it was like a glitch in the system, a glitch in a matrix, something that shouldn't have been possible that he pulled off. And we all remember him so fondly. Nobody ever calls him a bust or anything, you know, insulting like that, even though his career did not go the way that he or we expected. We all have nothing but like positive things to say about the guy, and we remember him in such a positive light. I'm curious what you guys have to say about it. I'm actually gonna read some comments here from Johnny's video. That's one vote yes. Just bear with me for a second. Have to disagree, so that's 1 no. Hall of Fame. That's 1 yes. This is going to be divided. It's simple for me. If T-Mac is in, you got to put D Rose in, so that's the same stance as me. I saw some, okay. It looks like it's split, you guys. So I'm very curious about your comments. Please leave them down below. We'll have a conversation about it. Because I think it's going to be like split right down the middle here on who thinks he should get in and who thinks he shouldn't get in. So leave your reasoning behind both and we can have a good conversation about it. Johnny, if you watch this, man, peace out. Thanks for another great video, man. This was great to react to. And I appreciate you giving some love to Derrick Rose, man. Guys like him, T-Mac, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, I do not want time to forget about these dudes. They were too amazing. Everybody, I'll see you in the comments. Please leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. I'll see you all real soon, okay? Thanks for watching, and let's continue enjoying our holiday season, all right? Peace out, everyone.